Welcome back to yet another Ret Paladin video. Verabin here. Today we are going to be looking at my UI. I get a lot of questions in the comments about what is on my UI, which add-ons do I use and stuff like that. And to be honest, I use a really simple setup right now. I specifically chose not to get too many add-ons at the beginning of the expansion. I actually just got a new computer, so I took that as a good opportunity to just dump most of my add-ons and just kind of have a really clean UI. And once the rated battlegrounds or rated arena and rating and all that good stuff, once that stuff comes in, I'll probably add a few more add-ons like deadly boss mods and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about some of the add-ons that I'm going to get, and then we're going to do an overview of just kind of the settings and things like that that are in my UI to give you guys an idea of what all that stuff kind of looks like. So we're going to go through that and more in this video, so let's take a look. Alright, so before we get started, please be sure to hash that like button and subscribe for more Ret Paladin content. I'm going to be doing weekly videos about 2 or 3 times a week, so you don't want to miss a thing. Alright, so to get started, the first thing I wanted to show you guys was just how few add-ons I'm running right now. And as I mentioned in the intro, I'm not planning to just keep this few add-ons. I am planning to add a few, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. But if we go and look into my add-ons folder here, I'm only using classic numbers, and this is the add-on that makes the numbers just what it sounds like. It makes it look like how Classic does numbers, where crits stay on the screen a little bit longer, and the numbers kind of like, it just kind of changes how the numbers look, the font of the numbers and stuff like that. You've probably seen that in some of my damage clips and stuff. So that's what that does. You probably guys also probably all know what Details does. It's just a damage meter. I use Gathermate because I am still running Herbalism and Mining because it's just a money maker for me, and I don't really see a lot of value to doing professions otherwise. Another one is SimCraft. I'm going to talk about SimCraft in a little bit. And then there's Weak Auras, obviously, and then there's ElvUI. And I have a couple options for ElvUI, which is BinkUI and Shadow and Light. And these just add a little bit of features. We'll get into those in a little bit more detail in just a moment. So for Weak Auras, I use pretty much just out of the box Weak Auras. And to open this one up, you're just going to do /WA. Opens up Weak Auras, and I basically just downloaded this. I will put a link to the to this Weak Aura in the description, but I basically just downloaded this, copy and pasted this from Wago.io, and I use it out of the box. And I'm actually missing one right now. I don't have one for Divine Toll, so I actually need to get that. But otherwise, this is just out of the box. I don't think I made any changes to it. I might have moved it around a little bit. But basically, this is just out of the box. So big props to these Weak Aura authors out there, because this is a really just great add-on out of the box. I like the size of it. I put it right in the middle of my screen. And then I have, I have my own player UI here, or player nameplate here. And then my target is here. And then target of target is here. I think that's just baseline. I don't know why I have target of target there. So there's things like that I would want to do for PvP, like I would want to get like a focus frame and stuff like that. I don't have that set up yet, but that is something that I do want to set up. All right, so just real quick, Simulation Craft is an add-on that I would highly recommend if you're raiding or doing Mythic Plus. And basically all this add-on does is that it allows you to do /simc, and it gives you this string that you can copy and paste onto into Simulation Craft. I use raidbots.com as the spot to do it, because it's really easy, and it's just a simple way to look at your character and DPS and stuff like that. And basically what that allows you to do is to sim your character. So it's gonna give you all sorts of options, like, hey, here's what maybe we'll do a quick rather than going through it here in this in game, maybe we'll do a quick simulation of it from the actual website. So we're just going to go ahead and do that again. We're going to do SimC, and then we're going to copy paste. We're going to hit OK, and then we'll jump over to Simulation Craft. All I'm going to do is go to QuickSim, and then I am going to, it looks like it saved it from last time I did it, but basically right here, you're going to paste that in, and then it's going to pull in all your talents and your covenants and all that cool stuff. And then you have some options down here for how you want to run this. I'm not an expert on this whatsoever, but the main thing that I change sometimes is I'll change fight style, and I'll look and see, okay, do I want to do just like a cleave, or do I want to do just patchwork, look at single target DPS? I like to do Dungeon Slice, because Dungeon Slice is Mythic Plus, and that's primarily where I'm going to be spending my time. So I like to look at Dungeon Slice, and then you're just going to hit run quick sim, and then it's going to spit out for you how much damage basically you're going to do. I think this only runs at one time, so it doesn't run like a bunch of iterations or anything like that. So there's a little bit of room for error, but basically it's going to pop out and say, okay, well, here is your DPS. And then you have all sorts of other options like comparing different talent builds and stuff like that. So anyway, that's the purpose of that add-on. It's purely just to allow you to pull your character information and pull it over into here. And you need the add-on because you can't just pull it from the armory right now for whatever reason. It doesn't work with covenant abilities and conduits and stuff like that. So you do have to pull it in from there. You can't just pull it from the armory. So it's pretty easy though. All right, so just real quick, I wanted to show you what Classic Numbers does. So you can see it basically just has it's a scrolling combat text, and whenever you get a crit, the crit stays on the screen a little bit longer, and crits don't stay on the screen very long. They just kind of scroll past. There's one weird thing that happens with Ret Paladins for whatever reason. When you do Wake of Ashes, it shows up as white even if it crits, whereas all the other abilities, if they crit yellow. So I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's because it thinks it's a melee attack or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's a bug, but that's basically what all that does. And if you go to add-ons, and then, if you go to interface, add-ons, there are a lot of different things you can do. You can change the size of them and stuff like that. One option that's not out of the box is you do need to disable Blizzard's numbers for whatever reason. It'll include the classic numbers and Blizzard's numbers by default. I don't know why the hell you would do that. But anyway, so that's basically classic numbers. Okay, so the last part of the UI that I want to talk about is Elv UI. And Elv UI is an add-on that's been around a really, really long time, and it's got a bazillion different pieces to it. So what I will do in the description, I will do some kind of, I think I can like export my profile or something. Yeah, I can export my profile. So I will export mine so you can see it, because I cannot begin to tell you all of the little things, little tweaks and things that I've made to it. So it's not that I made a lot of them. I just have no idea what I did, honestly. There are a few things that I wanted to point out in here that I think are really, really important. So the role icon is one that I've seen used that's given me a lot of really, really good information. What I really like about this one is, especially on nameplates, on like your target nameplates, to be able to show the role on that is really, really important, because when you're in a BG or something, you can see, oh, there's a healer right there. Or like if a healer runs into view and overextends towards the group or whatever, you can stop and just kill them really quick. So that's been really, really good. For me, I think that one's been really, really important. That's the role icon. And you can see that in raids and dungeons and stuff, and you can see you can change kind of like how those things play out. I normally make the raid stuff really, really small, so I have those frames really small. And then there's not like a whole lot else to it. Like I said, there's a bazillion different things. There's these two other pieces at the bottom that are Bennett UI. For some reason, I've been saying that wrong. Bennett UI, and that one, and just gives you some other options. It gives you like some data bars and things like that. Some of this stuff doesn't, so it gives you like an Azerite bar and all kinds of different things. So I don't know 100% about. I think I pulled this add-on and these settings and stuff from someone else, and then I kind of made my own little tweaks and stuff to it. So, and they had Bennett UI, so I'm not sure what are all the components for that. And I think Shadow and Light is, it adds a few kind of cool things. Like when you go AFK, it adds this little AFK mode, and it does a few little things. So it's just, there's a bazillion, like I said, there's a million different options and stuff in here, and it is pretty staggering to try to make this stuff yourself. So I would just start with mine, and then you can kind of tweak it as you go. And if there's stuff that you don't like, you can fix it. There are a couple things I need to fix on mine. Like for some reason, I have 2 cast bars. So I have like a weak aura. I guess that's a weak aura for my cast bar. Because I pulled weak auras and Elv UI and stuff like that from the baseline, I don't even know how all of these things got set. So there's some things that I need to fix in there. Like I don't know why I'm doing the double cast bar thing. So I do need to fix that. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was new add-ons that I want to get. So I'm in CurseForge right now, and there's a couple that I do want to get before raiding and stuff starts. One of those is Deadly Boss Mods. That one's pretty self-explanatory. It gives you a lot of information about boss fights in in Mythic Dungeons and in raids and stuff. So that's really important. Another one that I want to get for PvP is Omni CC, and that one shows you cooldowns that for enemies. And I would only use that for the enemy stuff because I have all of my own cooldowns tracked, but this is really important for Arena for knowing when your enemy's cooldowns are coming up. And then maybe one like Mythic Dungeon Tools. I've seen that one be used pretty well. It can kind of show you like which packs to pull and stuff like that, so that one's pretty cool. And then I think they're probably the only other one that I would want to get is maybe some kind of an updated nameplate add-on for PvP. So probably one like that. So if you go to PvP, we go to Arena here, then there might be one on here like maybe this ability team tracker. That seems pretty cool. That will show you the cooldowns of your teammates whenever they have defensive cooldowns available and stuff like that. And then maybe something like Gladius or one of those other add-ons. So that is it for the video. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. If you don't mind, please be sure to hodge that like button and subscribe for more Ret Paladin content, and I will see you guys in the next one.